Look at him, the old man pretending he matters, Riley sneered. Throwing his oily rag toward the corner booth where Jack sat, motionless, notebook open, writing quietly. Probably here because they feel sorry for him. Can't even lift a wrench without shaking. Laughter erupted across the garage. Engines revved and tools clanged around them, but all eyes were on Jack, 65 years old. Red shirt under a worn, dark grey jacket, short grey hair, faint beard, calm and unmoved. He didn't respond. He never did. That silence only made the crew angrier. They wanted to see weakness. They wanted to see him crack. Instead, he walked toward the far corner, quietly checking gauges and inventory. Unnoticed in his own way, yet always watching. The garage buzzed. With chaos hydraulic lifts, groaning, drills whining, engines roaring. Mechanics strutted around like they owned the place, voices raised over each other. Jack moved among them, unassuming, collecting faulty parts, logging deliveries, tightening loose bolts that no one else noticed. They mocked him daily, called him useless, weak, a relic, but Jack never spoke. Every morning he arrived first, every evening he left last. He observed patterns, caught risks, and noted potential hazards with precision no one cared to see. It was a Friday when Commander Holt arrived with a metal briefcase, heavy, double-locked, marked classified. Jack glanced at it as it passed, catching a glimpse of red-stamped labels and an insignia he hadn't seen in decades. A flicker of recognition crossed his eyes, but he said nothing. The briefcase was stored in the office upstairs. The younger mechanics joked again, throwing sarcastic remarks about the grandpa watchman who couldn't even open the door. Jack didn't answer. He only remembered. Night fell, and the storm hit. Lightning flashed, thunder rattled the metal roof, and the garage lights flickered. Most had left, leaving Jack and a few stragglers behind. The surge tripped circuits, and alarms failed to trigger. Sparks erupted from a damaged transformer near fuel containers. Gasoline leaked silently across the floor, pooling near live wires. The potential for a catastrophe was immediate, but only Jack noticed. He moved calmly toward the main panel, analyzing voltages, pressure lines, and the location of each container. The juniors panicked, shouting for help. Riley barked, "Do something, old man." But Jack didn't flinch. He was already working. With precise movements, he shorted circuits to stabilize the shutter panels, rerouted power manually, and prevented sparks from touching fuel. Each step he took was informed by experience, muscle memory, and knowledge that had saved lives in wars no one around him would ever imagine. He carried a small metal tool from his pocket, something ordinary to the untrained eye. But in his hands, it was the difference between survival and disaster. Sparks flew across his sleeves, his fingers burned. Yet he continued methodically, securing valves and shutting down unstable machinery. Seconds ticked by. The storm outside roared. Downstairs, Riley and the others were frozen, eyes wide with fear. Understanding slowly dawning that Jack was not just an old man, they were witnessing expertise they could not comprehend. Finally, he cut the last circuit. The generator sparked violently and shut down. Fumes dissipated. The shutters rolled back. The danger passed. Not a single person was harmed. The juniors stared, mouths open, hands trembling. Jack stood amidst the chaos, soaked, bruised, exhausted, but composed. He had acted alone, silently, without orders, without expectation. The next morning, whispers filled the garage. No one mocked him now. The files from the briefcase had been reviewed by Holt, revealing Jack's true identity: Operation Iron Shield. Mission leader, covert operations veteran, engineer extraordinaire. The man they called weak and useless had led missions that altered the course of events, saved countless lives, and vanished without recognition. Jack didn't brag, he didn't smile, he simply continued his duties, as he always had. The crew, however, could no longer ignore him. Respect hung in the air like static. Even Riley, once the loudest mocker, approached cautiously, hands shaking. "Sir, we didn't know," he stammered. Jack nodded quietly, his eyes calm, unreadable. "You don't need to," he said. "Just do your jobs well." From that day on, the garage changed. Tools were arranged with care. Wrenches were returned to the right place. Every mechanic listened when Jack spoke, not out of fear, but because they realized they were in the presence of someone extraordinary, someone who had already faced dangers beyond their imagination. Jack didn't seek recognition. He didn't demand it. He simply existed, silent and unassuming, yet commanding unspoken authority. Weeks passed, and the story spread quietly through the base. Jack never altered his routine, arriving early, leaving late, observing, maintaining, quietly safeguarding the building he had always protected. New recruits asked questions about him, and older mechanics quietly nodded, sharing glances that acknowledged his past without needing words. The stormy night, the sparks, the near disaster, and his flawless execution became legend, though Jack never spoke of it. He worked, he watched, he protected, and those who had mocked him learned humility, respect, and the quiet weight of true heroism. One evening, after the last tool had been stored and the garage quieted, Riley approached him. "Sir, thank you," he said softly. Jack looked up briefly, nodding. "You don't need to thank me," he replied. "Do your work right, that's enough." He returned to his notes, his small actions proving more than any words could. The garage remained chaotic, engines roared, and laughter returned, but the laughter no longer mocked him. Whenever Jack moved, the room changed. People straightened. Tools stopped clattering. Eyes followed him. And in that subtle, quiet way, the man who had been ignored, mocked, and dismissed, became the cornerstone of respect, silent authority, and inspiration. No medals, no speeches, no recognition, just Jack, the old garage watchman who had already saved more than anyone could ever imagine. Standing calm amidst the storm of human arrogance and chaos.